Okay guys, so today I have the Autoship for the Empress Mini Autoship number 2. It came in a few days ago, but I'm just getting around to it now. It looks like it has, of course, like, not a frame, but the background die. It has a really cute little, what is it? Yeah, a little tiny oval. This little shape that kind of looks like a flower. I'm not quite sure what that is. Little curlicue, and then the word wish, which is really pretty. And then in the embossing folder, kind of echoes the style that's on here. Let me open this up. So I have been enjoying these. So there's the one that came with the Empress, and then we have obviously Autoship 1, which I think I have laying around here somewhere. And this is the second one. So I don't know if you can see, it's hard to tell, the shape kind of has the same kind of curlicue feeling that this thing has, but in quads. It was like 4, 4, you know. Really pretty. So let me grab some paper and things. We'll start cutting. Again, just layering up basically is what we're looking for. I do like that she used the embossing folder and kind of did a little filing on the top of that. Yeah, so let me go grab some papers and see what all we can put together. Okay, so I put the Mini here, even though I can use her right where I keep her, but I thought you guys might want to see her. She hasn't made a debut. She hasn't made yeah, in a while. You haven't seen her. So I do have some pieces of paper here. I just realized this is black coordinations, but I'm gonna emboss this, but I'm not going to rub into it. Well, I don't know. We'll see. It might look cool. I have some gold, of course, Anna Griffin paper. And then I remembered when I was going through stuff, I'm telling you, I found these papers, and this is Anna Griffin floral cardstock, it just says, and I bought this probably 3 years ago. But these pieces are 5x7 already, so I'm probably going to use this piece because it's really pretty, just for layering, so I don't have to do anything with that one. But if you measure these things, I tell you, they're kind of weird. Like, I wish she would make this that it would be for a standard A2 size card, but it's 4 across, which would be great. It's actually a little, excuse me, a little smaller than 4 across, but it's 6 tall. So a standard A2 size card is 5.5 inches tall, so you still have to use this for 5x7 cards, but it's very small on that 5x7 card. And then this thing is 4x6. So you have to have an inch of something else all around to fill up your 5x7 card, which I think is just silly. Make it so that it works for a standard A2 size card. That's all I ask. But anyway, let's do our embossing. So this is raised here, so that means that's going to push up into your paper. So you want, obviously, it to be raised. Unless you want to deboss, then put your paper, you know, the face down, because you want the, you know, the right side of your paper, because this does have a right and wrong side. Obviously, it's red and black. I didn't even notice that when I was cutting it, because I was thinking, oh, it's a bummer I can't you know, use my file on this one. I didn't realize it is that kind of thing. And if you're not sure on your sandwiches here, it always has some quick little information on the sheet. And basically your embossing, which I haven't done in a while, your embossing folder, it just says to use your A plate, place an A plate on your work surface and stack the folder with the paper inside on top, and then stack second A plate on top of all. Yeah, that's what I thought. You can use a metal shim for deeper emboss. Okay, because when I saw that, I thought that it was like a rubber shim. I'm like, this doesn't come with a rubber shim. Yeah, so usually I just use the 2 plates. We'll see what it looks like. If I need to put in the metal plate, we'll do that. So it's just the cutting plate folder with the paper and your other cutting plate. And again, with this little guy, you have to actually turn it on. Well, not turn on, but you have to press that you're going to run it and then go. That seems pretty tight, so I think that'll do it, but we'll see. Yeah, I mean, that's pretty good. Pretty pretty. So I cut this exactly 4x6, so I hope you can see there's like a little edge all around. Now I'm kind of curious if I should rub some away just so the black shows up. It might be kind of unexpected, right? You usually don't do that. Especially Anna Griffin cards, it's usually kind of bright and cheery, but okay. So I'm gonna... Ugh, I hate messing up my magnetic mat. So I have my A plate, the one I don't cut into, which I did the other day, and you can see those things. And viewers here are like, I was telling you, I was screaming, don't do it. I'm gonna take this guy. Ugh. I don't really know what you would do with this little piece. That part I have not thought through yet. I'm going to place this facing up because I do not want to cut into my magnetic mat, although Anna Griffin does that all the time. And I am going to have to cut this down, aren't I? A little bit. Again. Oopsie. I just want to make sure it's going to fit and not cut any excess off. Okay, that's perfect. I'm going to use the metal shim. And you can put the metal shim underneath. You can cut into it however you like. Maybe I'll put underneath. I don't want to get too many marks on that too. So I'm going to place it under my magnetic mat. Metal shim. So it's coming together really fast. I just don't know what I'm going to do after this with all these other pieces. Run. So the reason you would cut into your magnetic mat is to get an emboss while you're cutting, right? But that's pretty much how you're going to get it with this thing. And I can see it's not that tight. I don't like to cut into it. This doesn't have a rubber embossing mat? Yeah, it does. I was going to say, this feels weird. Okay, so let me get this out of the way. Okay, so we have, I don't know, I haven't used this in so long. And again, sandwiches, it's like, to remember them is my nightmare. Other than the Gemini Junior, because that one, I pretty much put everything in other than the rubber mat, right, whenever I cut. So I have my plastic plate, or cutting plate. We have the metal shim. I have the embossing mat. And I'm going to emboss this because it definitely looks like it needs it. So this already popped away, but normally you don't have to mess with it so much. I'm going to pop this back in. Kind of make sure those ridges are where they should be. Facing into the rubber embossing mat so you get that good impression. And let's run it again. I'm just trying to get these extra little bits off of my plate. Okay. So the gold paper is very picky in that if there's something on your plate, it will emboss it into your paper. So make sure your plate is nice and clean. Because yeah, it'll push it into your paper. Even if it's something on your rubber mat, which I see that I have something on there. If it's in the wrong spot, it will definitely make a mark into your paper. And you'll be bummed out. That's much prettier. This is really pretty. Okay, let me put this to the side for a minute because I don't really know what I'm doing or what I want to do. Let me grab that 5x7 piece of paper from the kit. So these are BR elements. I just don't know what I want to do to stack up on top of that. So that's a 5x7 piece of paper. We have this guy, and then this on top of that. Right? And like I said, if I rubbed into it, I don't know, I'm kind of scared. I guess if it doesn't look good, I'll just do another one. I have more of this paper. Let me... Hello, I just used it the other day. Where? Here it is. I have a better one. This one's all old and gross. Let me move this to the side. Nope. This is going to take a while. This thing's too old. I need to find a new one. Here's a better one. It's still going to take a while, though. I'm going to continue scraping this thing. It should go into the black, but I'm just seeing nothing but nothing. So this is really weird. That's fine. I'm just going to scrape it just to give it a dimension, but I'm not going to turn it black because this is going to take too long, and I'll be right back. So it did not go all the way through to make it black, which is fine. I'm not going to bother with that. But what I'm going to do is cut out the word wish. Probably in that same burgundy color, I guess, because I have some of it, and why not? So there's that. There's my word wish. And so I hope you see on one side it's red, and you're supposed to be able to just rub on it until it turns black. But what I think it is, I think you're supposed to emboss on the black side, and when you rub that away, it turns red. That's why it's taking so long, because you can't get to the black. Does that make sense? Okay, so it was never going to do that, which is fine, because I thought it might look pretty, but I wasn't sure, so that's fine. Okay, let's see. I don't think I need the metal shim for this one, because the word isn't like super intricate, but we will see. Yeah, I think it cut out just fine. Ooh, I guess we could have done the word wish in black, huh? I'm just hung up on this idea of putting something black on there. Where is my Poke Tool? Oopsie, I always put my Poke Tool back in the same spot, and I don't see it. That worked. And the eye is connected to the word, so I love that. Alright, well, let me get some adhesives, and we're just going to put this together. Okay, so I would normally put this on a card, and to be honest, I'd probably cut this down. It's 5x7. If you want, you know, mat it on another card, I would cut this down to like 5 3/4 by 6 3/4 or something like that. But it kind of drives me nuts that these sizes are just weird. But anyway, so I'm going to use what I can from this collal, hopefully, to get some dimensional adhesive. And this will be probably the last call on this one, because it's getting low and it's always drying out on me anyway. Like right now you can see it's pretty juicy, but there's an air pocket in there. You heard it pop. Yeah, I totally used that coordinations paper wrong, but I like the way it came out, so that's okay. Just like I saw on the inspiration card, basically. So you can see it looks like those old tiles, like those copper tiles. Have you seen those metal tiles? Really pretty. And let me add the word wish on here before I stick it down, because I want that to be here. Just so I not, but again, you have that little piece that you can kind of play with that cuts out the center, or makes a little frame for that center. And then that little rose thing. No, this is kind of waxy, but this should stick. This is just tacky glue. People ask me all the time, what glues are you using? Or somebody asked me if I can write down everything I used in the description box. I have never done that. Even on my old channel, there is no way. If I have a link for something, I'll do that. But like, just to write down all these things or where to get them, I don't have enough time in the day. I'm sorry, guys. That's just craziness. But all my call-outs I order from Crafter's Companion. I think they're on Craft Stash. Is that another thing you guys like to, I don't know. But tacky glue, all-purpose glue, and then the 3D glue gel is what's in that bottle that I was squeezing in here. So I do want this to pop, but I don't know if I'm going to be able to get this to pop, because how am I going to stick down these other pieces? Let me really work on this with that. I don't have enough of this to put into a syringe, but usually I put in the syringe and that helps me. I don't have enough strength. I think my husband could probably do it. You just have to squeeze it into the syringe, and this, the way it is right now, nah, it's not going to happen. So I'm going to try to... You don't have to do this either. You can get this and get like a tool, bone folder, your pokey tool, something like that, and just get yourself a little chunk of the glue and then put it where you need it. Okay? And then of course clean off whatever thing you used to help you with that. Okay, I think that's good enough. Of course at the end when I don't like, yeah, we're good. After my hand's cramping here from squeezing that thing. Alright. So as far as it coming together, I think it comes together to make a nice card. This is one of my favorite designs. It's really pretty. I really like that embossing folder. You can definitely throw this through your marquee. You're not going to get the embossing so much. So that's something to think about. I redid a video about using embossing folders that aren't Diamond Press brand. As long as they're regular embossing folders, not 3D embossing folders, you can run it through there. So these are 3D embossing folders, just like a hair too thick, but if you want to try it, it's up to you. I don't recommend doing things that can possibly mess up your machines. I would never. Oh, except for when I put the foil quill in the Joy and people were like, oh no. Anyway, I took that video down. I just got too many comments that I was just having to explain myself and explain myself and explain myself, and I'm like, okay, that's too much. So I made it private, the video. I didn't take it down. It's still on my channel, but it's private. But it worked, so whatever. All right. We have our design here, really easy to use. I think this is one of the prettier ones I've seen. And thanks for watching, guys. I hope you guys are doing well. And, you know, try out your Autoship. I know you got it. All right, I'll see you guys the next one. Bye now.